Well, I think it started when I was a young associate at what was then Clark Klein and Beaumont,
Okay.
and is now Clark Hill. And I was doing a lot of hospital reorganization work, nonprofit hospital work. And Leonard Smith was at our firm, later became full-time president of the Skillman Foundation, but he was practicing law at that time, and he was representing CMF. And he said that Dottie wanted a book, how to establish a nonprofit or how to establish a foundation in Michigan. So Leonard said, she wants me to write a book, which means you're going to write the book. So that's how I got involved originally. Having done that hospital reorg work, I pretty much learned the exempt organizations field, and it made it pretty easy to write that handbook. And that was the first one we did, was kind of a loose leaf booklet. And then it grew and evolved over time, and I think it's in its 4th or 5th edition now. And CMF is still selling copies, and we've been doing updates and so forth. But having written the book, and I always say no matter how good or how bad, it makes you the expert. So that was really what kicked off my involvement with CMF and doing a lot of private foundation and community foundation work. Well, I went to University of Michigan to get my undergrad degree. And then I decided to go to Notre Dame Law School. I also got my MBA at Notre Dame. And those are two really different institutions. Michigan is very large and can be very liberal. And Notre Dame is small and not so liberal. And part of the Notre Dame experience was teaching the ethics of the law. That's an important part of the curriculum there. And that kind of ties in with the whole nonprofit sector, at least in my mind. So I had a certain comfort level when I started doing nonprofit work, when I started my practice at Clark Klein. So it felt like a natural evolution to me. And the thing that I learned about working with nonprofits is that people all across the spectrum in the nonprofit world wanted to cooperate and help one another. And you just don't see that in the business world because people are naturally very confidential about everything that's going on at their companies. And they're concerned that they might give a competitive advantage to somebody else if they shared some secrets or a better way of doing things. And that just is not how the nonprofit world works. So that was very refreshing and very appealing. And Kathy knows you can pick up the phone and call anybody at a nonprofit, and all they want to do is help. It's a great thing about the nonprofit sector.